We're about to lose one. Get the intruder.
Copy. We're almost there.
Security breach.
Attacking the area.
Security breach.
Shit, I've got movement. Where? Everywhere. Contact!
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back. It's Hertz one more time. Who else would it be at this point? Playing a little more Spies vs. Mercs. We're going back to the SVM Blacklist. It's not to say that the classic is done for. I'm sure we'll get a little bit more up here in time. But for now, we're doing a little Blacklist. It's the Uranium mine. Old Faithful's out. What's that mean? Well, it means the ghillie suit. It means RFD disruption, takedown gloves, ID blocker pants, the Whisper boots, and my EMP grenades. Of course, I have a new weapon in here. Came in as a recommendation. Coming right out of the gate, I'll get to that here in a second. Coming right out of the gate, we both, the glitzy one and myself, we both make a quick run for B. We see the opening. I do a little slicing and dicing on Caney, who was hosting this game. Caney at the door. Boys coming in, though, with some pretty spectacular fire. I thought I was going to be okay. I really took no damage up until that point when he put me down. You know, I thought it was going to be okay to cross that doorway one more time, drop the EMP grenade to shake things up, stir things up a little bit, but he did put me down there pretty quickly. So good, some good solid fire by him. Glitzy's still running this hack really well. But let me take a quick, and I'm coming back on a mad dash back here to try and throw up some defensive measures, you know. You can see Japan's wandering around out there, Suzuri. I'm really unfamiliar with that guy. I think it was the first time I played with him. I come in straight into the room and lay down the law. That's right, I did. I laid it down. I threw down the gun. I said, anybody coming over here is going to die to my blade. And there we go, putting two guys down and giving Glitzy, the Glitzy one, a moment of reprieve. Yes, a moment to rest from the barrage and the horrors that are coming her way. Anyway, let's take a look at this gun because you're going to see it in action here shortly. I don't think I do much damage here, no, initially. Just chipping away, kind of beyond the effective range for the weapon, you know. It's not too bad. It was still chipped down a few bars. But this came in a recommendation from Ronald Wynn from the channel. PFS 12, hollow sight on there, silencer. I threw the silencer on. I don't think he recommended it, but I think that's just a given. You don't want to be running without a silencer if you can avoid it, you know. There we go. A little more slashing and dicing. Took a little work. You can just see how effective this weapon is. Look at that. Caney all the way down to 1 bar. Lucky for him, he managed to escape to some safety. So the silencer, the hollow sight, match grade ammo on there, match grade trigger to go along with it, and bolt blueprinting. And this gun is spectacular. I thank you, sir, for the recommendation. I have had some great success with it since, and it really feels comfortable. Fire feels comfortable in my hands. Now right here, I come in for the neck. I was hoping he was going to rush the door, and I was positive I was going to get him just as he stepped out of it. But no, now boy's playing it a little tricky here. But eventually, I caught him napping. I don't know, I was cloaked there, and he obviously didn't have the motion dragging. I doubt he had the RFD, otherwise he would have picked me up when I went cloaked like that, or he would have at least, I think he would have heard something. He would have been alerted to the cloaked spy in the area. There's that little audible noise that marks when the square's gone up, even if it's not on your screen. I could be wrong about that. That was a beautiful little takedown on Ats, and we're going to get to this Ats here in a second, okay? Because he's glitching. But, you know what, I'm going back to the boys' kill, and I was just kind of surprised that he wasn't able to pick me up at all, you know. Anyway, the guy to really watch out for on this team is this guy right here. Legit player, Mr. Caney. And again, almost putting him down. Took him down to 1 bar with that PFS 12, but not enough to do him in. And, of course, Caney just came out from some cover. Came out from behind the caterpillar, whatever the hell that thing is over there in the corner, and put me down. But let's get to the ass that's in the game, Ats. Alright, he is glitching. There's a glitch. It's called the adrenaline glitch. At least that's the title that I am aware of it. That's what I'm calling it anyway. I'm pretty sure that's what most guys that are aware of it are going to call it as well. I'll try and describe what it is. I'm sure Smasho will tune in and correct me if I'm wrong, or you know what, he can clear things up, you know. Because I think he knows it better. I think he left a post on the Ubisoft forums describing it and just giving guys a heads up that it's out there, you know. And I've seen Ats. I've played with this guy Ats, you know what, about, I'd go as far back as a couple months ago. And he was doing it then. I didn't know what it was. I knew something fishy was going on then. I know something fishy is going on here. It took me a few rounds to actually call him out on it. It doesn't give the guy that's glitching a huge advantage, but you know what? The fact that he's glitching, I don't like it. I don't like it. There is a slight advantage there, and a lot of it has to do with the muffling of full automatic fire. If you notice, whenever I encounter Ats as the Merc, he will have a pistola in his hand. Basically, what he's doing is he is swapping from his main weapon or to his pistola or vice versa. And again, this is where Smasho can come in and clear things up. And then he's triggering the adrenaline before the swap completes itself. And what it looks like is that Ats has the pistola in his hand, when in fact he's walking around with a rifle. And when you see him get a kill with his pistola, it actually marks it up in that upper right-hand corner as a rifle kill, rather than the pistola. And what's actually happening is he does have the rifle in his hand. He's working full auto fire. And there he is right there. You can see him. I mean, that's obviously him. It's plain and simple, up on the catwalk right now with the pistola. But in fact, he has a rifle in his hands. And what's happening is when he fires, it looks like he's just firing the pistola one round at a time. Well, but in fact, he's actually ripping the bullets your way. Only you're unaware of it. There's no sound. The damage slowly accumulates. Oh, look at this. I was hoping this was going to be Ats, but it wasn't. It was Boys. And, well, just the way he was dangling there. He had it coming. He had the teabag coming, you know. And just the way we ran that sector and the B sector prior to that, and the way we're just kind of running like a rabid mob coming across the map here for the C sector for the final terminal. You know what? He deserved it. He was exposed. He exposed himself to the bag, and after the fact, he was just dangling there on the rail, and I thought he needed it. And I was hoping it was Ats, but it wasn't. But basically, there he is. You're going to see... no, this is actually Caney, but backing him up is Ats over there somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. And we see the PFS-12 in action one more time. Goddamn, I'm loving this weapon. Ronald, sir. A spectacular recommendation. And here comes the Ats man. If you noticed, rewind the video. If you noticed, the damage was done when I was in behind cover, when the line of sight was already cut off. But what's actually happening is he is firing his rifle, not his pistola, his rifle on full auto. He's ripping me full of lead, and then all that damage is accumulated in that one pistol round that comes my way after the damage is already done. Okay? That's how it's working. At least that's my basic understanding of it. And I'm sure, again, Smasho, Mr. Poor Sir, you'll come in here and correct me if I'm wrong, as you like to do. Yes. So anyway, so you have to watch out for this Ats guy, and be aware of it. When there's a guy running around with a pistola out all the time as the Merc, every round, from start to finish, with his adrenaline, keep an eye on him. And you think that maybe there's something fishy going on, it could very well be that he is doing this adrenaline glitch. It's not a major advantage, and it doesn't really, you know, it doesn't pan out for him here, but there is a slight advantage in individual encounters, so you gotta watch out for it, guys. Anyway, let's get back into the action. I think I've been rambling on about that adrenaline glitch for far too long. I've posted up here in the scaffolding. I'm not really getting much of an opposition. That's going to change here shortly. As you see, 2 guys have now entered the area. Japan is, or Suzuri over there. Beautiful little death from above. I like to see that. And I do have one guy getting in here. Misfired with that grenade. It is Caney, and that's the guy I need to watch out for, you know. I need to watch out for that fella right there. He comes in with his disruptor suit. And I think I said in a previous video that when a grenade comes up here, 8 times out of 10, you're gonna die. Well, I guess that was one of those, you know, one of the other 2, you know, because I did manage to scramble a little bit. He was kind of close, so I had a little bit of time to move once the grenade came my way, you know. It wasn't like he was across the room throwing a Hail Mary in there and the thing was exploding as soon as it got to my location. No, I had just a sliver of an opportunity to get out of there and save my ass, and I did. And amazingly, I bring in this. Well, I'm gonna bring in the hack. You know, spoiler alert. With 5% left, I'm bringing it in. And there it is, 300%. A spectacular effort by the team. I thought I was just going to try and run to safety, but I'm denied. I'm denied my opportunity to get out of there clean. They put me down at the door. Maybe they deserved it. Ats certainly doesn't. He certainly didn't. But, what can you do? Caney, I'm sure, did. And they're a little outmatched. You know, they're a little outmatched. Caney is the guy to watch out for. Ats, of course, is glitching. So, you know what? Screw it. I don't care if they're outmatched. You know, they got a glitcher. They got a cheater down there. Anyway, I'm bringing out this Merc loadout. And again, this is the weapon that I'm using. This is my adrenaline suit. But the weapon kind of came at recommendation from Jose. And I like this gun. The SAS G12 shotgun. So this is my adrenaline loadout. Adrenaline, RFD vision. I have I have the visor on, the flash protection visor. Armored gloves are in there. My pocket pants, you know, filled with many frag grenades and VX gas. So I'm going heavy with the grenades. And my running shoes are in there, you know. So this is like my blitz loadout, adrenaline, you know, sprint and all that jazz. And I like this shotgun. It's pretty well rounded. Often I find that the weakest points of this shotgun is if you're not quite clean in those when you're getting charged by a spy, if you don't hit it clean. And of course this is true with any weapon. You know, you have to be aiming and hitting your shots, right, for it to be effective. But I don't really notice it with this shotgun. I think it just became quite apparent that if I'm just kind of clipping him, you know, if I'm clipping his wing or something, you know, clipping him in the shoulder, doing 2 bars worth of damage, rather than killing him outright with the blast. And there we go. There's the the cheater, the hacker, not the hacker, but the cheater, the glitcher. You know, he's not as bad as a hacker, but he's certainly he's certainly worse than just like a spawn capper or something, because he's glitching in there. He's cheating. Look at this smoke screen coming up. I get to try and counter it with a little VX gas, but I caught Caney rushing in there with I would imagine his cloak suit on. You know, trying to get in there. I had him on the RFD. I'm well aware of what the RFD's picking up now. It's going to benefit me. You know what? I've played some rounds and it has really benefited me. At times, I've really stepped up my game. At other times, you know, I'm just getting whooped on by good players. You know, but that's the way it goes. Anyway, this shotgun. What am I trying to say with it? Well, you will see it near the end of the round. I get really panicky. I start missing shots, and if you miss that first shot, you can really expose yourself. You know. If you miss the first couple of shots, you're probably going to die. You know, you need to start panicking. So, yeah, but this gun has, obviously, it's a shotgun. It's got stopping power at those close ranges. You just need to make sure that you hit your mark, you know. Did I run down the entire suit? I did. So they're in here. Look at this smoke screen down. Again, somebody's, slicing and dicing on Glitzy. The boys putting the Z on Z here. Boys versus Glitzy. The glitzy one, putting her down, but I caught you napping there, sir. You posted up at the wrong corner, at the wrong time. And that SAS G12 bucking you down. So anyway, for the most part, if I remember correctly, we really do keep things on a pretty solid lockdown here. Of course, running with the gun nut, running with the glitzy one, and myself, again, I think I mentioned, not too familiar with Suzuri, Japan. First time I played with him. But the three of us, I'm well familiar, you know, I know, well, I play with Gun Nut almost regularly now. Glitzy, I've played with her a few times. Know she's a force to be reckoned with, you know, a force to be dealt with. And right there, kind of jacked the adrenaline in at the, just a piss poor time with the ass running in there, rushing in there, getting my neck, and putting me down, sending me to the next life, you know. And they've managed to pick this hack up here. It's running at 33%, but it's going to be short-lived, gentlemen. They put up a good performance here with this run on this terminal at this moment in time. As I fall one more time to this asshole, yeah, this glitching punk, putting me down, doing a little slicing and dicing again, and it allows the team to get that much deeper with this terminal. You know, we're now about to cross the 60% mark. You can see Japan, Suzuri, he quite obviously he fell as well, and the gun nut. I did see a little bit of motion over there. It took me a moment to really register what's going on. There's a lot of fire. I don't know how everybody missed this guy. This boy is just kind of climbing right between. I mean, he must have threaded a perfect needle there. I did kind of catch him there, but in the heat of the moment, I didn't see him when he was actually climbing. It was a good goddamn thing I turned around and put his ass down. And there we go. I finally catch Caney and get him as he does a little slicing and dicing on the nut. I just couldn't get to him quickly enough to save Nut's life, but I did avenge you, sir. And at 81%, I wasn't going to spare the VX. You know, it had to go down. I put quite a bit down. I left a little opening there on that right side of the terminal, but I jacked the juice into my veins. And with the SAS G12, I was certainly going to, you know, keep an eye on that lane, on that little weak spot that I left with the VX gas on that A terminal. And that was kind of erratic, you know, a pretty rushed shot, a little panicky with the shot, but managed to save my life with an elbow to the face, you know. An elbow to his nose, broke his bone, splintered it, sent it into his brain, killed him outright, sent him to the next life, sent him packing. and shut him down. And there we go. Now I'm just getting ready to jack a little more juice into the veins here. I'm gonna do a quick check of this upper balcony, this upper walkway, but I don't really think I end up spotting anything. I think wherever the action is, actually watch Nut. Yeah, there we go. You can see Nut taking down the ass, taking down Ats with a little slicing and dicing, pulling out his fillet knife, putting that sucker down and ending the hack at 42%. So again, like I said, really keeping this joint on lockdown as the Mercs. We had a great time as the Spies. We're having a great run here as the Mercs. A really spectacular team performance. I'm quite pleased. And while I have the moment, let me know what y'all think. What's your opinions about glitchers? Cheaters, hackers, spawn campers. Good lord. They're all different. To me, they're all rated, at different levels of ass banditishness. Yes, that's what they are, ass bandits. Anyway, Glitzy, a little, hesitant walking through that door. The hack had just been picked up. I think she probably played it a little too cautiously, but you can never be too careful entering a sector, moving through a choke point, a bottleneck. But I really wasn't expecting anybody to be set up quite that quickly. Anyway, see, this is what I'm talking about with the shotgun. That's my fault for missing the mark. Good play by Caney, because he disappeared, made it a little bit more difficult to line it up, and I was overcorrecting back and forth, and he gets away because of it, and manages to continue with this hack, but also manages to put down Glitzy in the process. And now he's scrambling again. Now that right there, I think that's Ats trying to move in on me, but he botched it. That was a case where he was sprinting and accidentally went over the railing when he was trying to get in there. Had he not botched it, he probably would have had my neck there. But it gives me the opportunity to continue this hunt as I've been tracking Caney. I get the grenade in there. I know he only has one way to go. And of course, I botch it coming in there, but so does he. And in his haste, he tried to get back, A little sloppy by both of us. But and I got the upper hand. And I made him pay for it. Yes. 74%. The hack at A gets shut down one more time. That's what? 155% they've had on this terminal now. We've managed to keep it on lockdown. Coming down the wire. Now, I did see the little box pop up there, and boys, my God, sir, you were playing it well for a second. Probably should have just held his ground. Maybe you should have circled back inside the vent through the A building, tried to come in and get my back. But he played it well to start, and then, well, got a little too impatient, I guess. Would be the right word, the right way to describe it. And well, he ate a shotgun shell for his trouble, and that was a beautiful track there. If y'all were watching on Mr. Caney, as he was dropping the smoke screen down and trying to run to safety, trying to circle around on me, coming in wide, probably looking to do some slicing and dicing, but I did a pretty solid job of tracking him, and that, of course, is the RFD vision coming into effect, keeping an eye on his cloak suit, and it's beautiful. I love the fact that I know now for sure what that RFD is doing. It makes a huge difference than when you're just kind of guessing what's actually taking place, It makes a massive difference, people. Anyway, so again, we've shut down the hack, this time on the B terminal. I think this is, the first time we've been in here? Maybe the second, not really sure. But it goes without saying, and I've said it a couple times already, that we're keeping shit on lockdown, aren't we? Now, we're closing in on the final minute. Now, I did know that there was a little bit of action out here. You guys probably won't hear it, but there was a little bit of ruckus being made. There were some footsteps. I knew somebody was out on that side of the building. My God, was I ever lucky that I hit the mark there clean. I knew that I was going to be dealing with something. I didn't think that Caney was going to be right up in my face the way he was. So it was a good goddamn thing I was carrying the shotgun, and it was even better that I was on the ball, on the money with it. So there we go. We see the flash visor coming in, the flash protection visor coming into play, and there's the ass one more time. Ats falling to his death after suffering, a little bit of splash damage. It looks like it's from he had taken a little damage, perhaps from a VX gas grenade. The Glitzy one was credited with the kill, but basically all that really happened was Ats fell to his death. And that was a nice thing to see, since he's the glitch and cheat that he is. No respect for players like that. I have none. For people that need to exploit shit like that just to try and gain an upper hand in a goddamn video game, And if you're willing to play cheap like that in a video game, God knows what you're really gonna, it really goes to show you what people will do when the chips are really against them in life, It just, I think it speaks volumes about a person's character. right? Anyway, the boys, one more time. And you know what? I come in here and I basically clean house. Takes me a few minutes. Well, I wouldn't say minutes. But look at that. Lightail shot out of his boots. This SA has G12 doing its job. I put down the entire defensive force. And I'm just left to deal with Ats here, who just did a little slicing and dicing on the gun nut. Now, this is what I was talking about. That flash visor, one more time, coming into protection, just as coming into effect, you know. Doing a good job of protecting my vision, just as a side note. But that was what I was talking about. I mentioned that there was a moment when I just started panicking with this shotgun and missed quite a few shots, and it's all but over now, and I don't know, I just couldn't help myself. The glitzy one. I had to get in there and start humping her leg. I don't know why. But she seemed to enjoy it. She joined in, and we wrote out the rest, and we deserved it. We deserved it. 300% to 81%. My God. My God. We really walked away with that one. And, you know what? I feel bad for Caney down there. He was a little outmatched, but again, the ass, the cheater, the glitcher, no respect, you know? And it looks good on you, sucker. And it wasn't too many more rounds after this that I finally had enough, and I finally clued in. And I called him out as being the glitcher that he was, you know. And eventually I just left. I wasn't going to hang around and play, you know. And I recommend for any of you guys that play on Uplay, that run into Ats, you know, maybe play around against him, beat him, call him out for the glitcher that he is. You'll see it. He does it every round. He's relentless with it. And then just leave, you know. The only way to stop a glitcher is to not play with him. Somebody that's going to cheat or play cheap, just don't play with them. And for all you guys that play elsewhere, keep an eye out for that. It's people obviously know about it, and I'm sure Smasho, again, sir, you're more than welcome. Come in here and better describe it, you know, clarify what's actually taking place. But he was doing it. And guys, just because we're, you know, drawing attention to the fact, you know, I know quite a few guys come over here watch these videos, these SVM videos. Just because we're drawing attention to it doesn't mean you should be doing it yourself. Again, no respect. No respect for that type of play. So don't... We're only sharing it with you to give people a heads up that it's actually going on, that it's out there, so you can identify it when it's happening to you. You know, don't take advantage of it. Don't be an ass bandit, cheater, glitcher, hacker, right? That's the message of the day, kids. Anyway, let's take a look at some names and numbers here. Myself, obviously... Big numbers there. I was really proud of that round, and I got to thank both Jose and Ronald for those recommendations. Really enjoy both those weapons. That PFS-12 especially, that is a spectacular spy weapon, and I highly recommend it for anybody looking for just something that's going to put those mercs down real fast, you know. Anyway, 2 hacks for me, 5 defense, 24 and 4. Right below me, the glitzy 1 hack, 2 defense, 17 and 14. Respectable. Spectacular round. Gun Nut Even Steven, 1 defend. Good round for him. Suzuri Japan, 7 and 8, not too bad. First time playing with him, you know. I think. We're not even going to mention the unmentionable, you know. The ass down there. We're not even going to mention him, you know. Mr. Caney though, 14 and 19, a little outmatched. You know, you can't deny it. And he just was lacking a little bit with those last 2 guys that are on his team right there. Anyway, thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you'll thumb it up and show some support. You know, put in your 2 cents on what you think about the glitchers, the cheaters that are out there. And until next time, all remember why it hurts. Later.